Hey guys, I'm Mama Bear to Many. I am mom to 15 children. That is actually a grocery haul behind me, and I just did that grocery haul for you guys. And that is the stuff that does not require refrigeration, and I'm going to put that away in a minute. But there's nobody here in the Ronald McDonald house right now, so I figured that I would give you a quick update video of baby Azariah. So I have been gone for a few days. My daughter has been there for a few days, which has been absolutely wonderful. She is so glad she got to snuggle him. Yeah, just a blessing. We have had, I don't even know. It has been crazy because I was trying to move, and then I guess he had, the day that I was leaving to move, his soft spot was actually big, like it, not big like up, like it was indented, and I was like, this is not normal. Like it's literally, I'm gonna leave in a little bit, like maybe an hour or two, and I was like, this is not normal. This is not his, the nurse didn't know, and she's like, I didn't know what his baseline was and whatever, and I'm like, this isn't his baseline. His head's usually flat. So I was a little nervous that maybe like too much. I mean, he just had this brain surgery where they made a hole, an ETV like makes a hole into their brain to allow the fluid to go out like in a natural zone. And then they cauterize the two places that make the fluid. They do that in a portion of that. I don't understand all the science behind it, but I mean, these are like top doctors. I don't know that I need to know all the science behind it because I'm just trying to like have him have the best care. And so he had that surgery, and then he has this huge like dent in his head, and I don't know, my heart, guys, I was just thinking, oh my goodness, what if they like did whatever and it's draining too much? That was my first thoughts. I mean, I'm a mom, right? It used to not be like that, and now it's like down like that. And I'm like, what if he is getting like too much drained? And there's no, like, a shunt has a valve on it to go slow or fast, but they told me that this actually drains it very slow. So there's not issues, right, with this because it's so slow. So I'm like, okay. They came in, they looked, they didn't seem to have a concern. They said that that is fine. I measured his head. His head was down 0.5 centimeter. I think that actually one of the nurses said this too. She goes, do you measure his head? And I was like, I do sometimes. I was like, it's not that I don't trust you guys. She's like, no, I'm glad that you do. She's like, because as nurses, one nurse to the next nurse might measure it slightly different, and that could be 0.5 centimeter, right? But if you're a mom and you're like always measuring like in the same spot, then it's easier for you to have like a constant or whatever. And so I was like, oh, okay. Like, I wasn't gonna lie and be like, no, I don't measure his head. And I don't do it all the time. Like, they're doing it daily, but I usually maybe like once a week I'll just be like, oh, where are we at, and just kind of see where he's at. And I've done that only since there was a discrepancy of between the neurosurgery and the nurses and stuff were measuring at one side, neurosurgery was measuring at another side. I watched how neurosurgery was measuring it and where they're measuring on his head. I don't know if you've seen, like, his head is kind of like abnormal, and he has like little protrusions off the back of his head that kind of like are bumpy. Like, his head isn't like perfectly smooth. It's more like a little raggedy, right? So you have to be careful, one, that he's not like laying on that like consistently for a long time, but also just making sure that if it's getting measured, if it's like over one of those protrusions, and somebody measures it that way and then somebody measures it under it, you know, like, it's going to make a difference. Anyway, so I measured it, it's 0.5 centimeter less. So I was like, well, it's going down, but is that like too fast down? So I'm waiting. I ended up waiting like 3 hours or so. And then they said, no, it seemed like it was okay. They didn't see a need to like do a vent check, which is like an MRI that just does the head. They didn't see a need to do that. They thought everything looked good. There was no whatever. Now, since he had his surgery, he has been vomiting a lot. And but 2 days before his surgery, they switched formula as well. So he has continued vomiting a lot. What is it? A week and 3 days. So 10 days. So his surgery was 10 days ago, and he still is vomiting on a consistent basis. So, trying to figure that out. What was it? Yesterday? Yes, last night my daughter texted me and said that they're gonna do a vent check, an MRI vent check. And I'm like, oh my goodness, and that I could call to talk to them. So I called to talk to them. I'm like, what is going on? Like, whatever. I didn't understand. I guess he had more downing, which is like when their eyes are like looking down like this. And that can say that there's more pressure on the head. So they wanted to make sure, even though his, the size of his head was going down, he was having downing where his eyes were pointed down. They wanted to make sure that there wasn't increased pressure in an area that they couldn't tell. So as far as I can see, I have not gotten the proper read, but from the thing, it looks like most of the things are down. Most of the ventricles size is down. I wish I could like read my phone, but you guys are my phone. Read my phone and then tell you guys at the same time the exact thing. One section looks to be up just slightly. So it says no actionable things, which usually if it's actionable, it means that they're thinking about doing something afterwards. So I think that we're probably pretty good with that. I was having a hard time last night because I wasn't here, you know, with him. That's really struggling. It's like I'm at this point, he is 5 months old. I just want to like disconnect him, take him home, and sit with him on the couch. Like, I think that it really like put into me like just being in our new home. There's many challenges. I'll go into that in another video that had happened over the past couple days. But as I'm sitting on the couch there, I'm thinking, I just want to be sitting here with my baby and my little kids at the same time and just enjoying them. And then I got the message about the MRI, and I was like, oh, it can be a little bit disheartening. I guess nobody has officially told me this, but I guess they have a G-tube day. But I guess the question is his vomiting. My question is they were trying to say that they could always do a GJ tube, which goes into the stomach further. Well, not in the stomach, it's into the pyloric. I know there's nurses on here. Please write down what it is. It's a little past the stomach. So they're talking about doing that. But at the same time, we're all kind of like, why is all of a sudden he's starting to vomit more? Because before the surgery, he was only vomiting maybe once per shift, not even once per shift, which is a normal range. But now it's a lot more than it had been. And we had changed his formula 2 days before. So we're just trying to figure out what's going on as well. Yeah. I don't know. I'll be in there tomorrow to figure it all out, I guess, too. You know? Did talk to him. I just talked to the nurse for probably like 45 minutes. She was explaining everything. She knows him. Like, she was one of the ones that was there, like, I think the first night. I think she was his nurse literally the first night when he transferred from Brigham's over to Boston Children's. So she knows him from beginning to end. And yeah, she's like, yeah, the questions that you're asking are the same type of questions that we're kind of asking, like what happened, what changed. So I guess they're going to get together some different formulas. They don't know if they want to change formula before G-tube surgery. I don't know. I'll talk to people face to face tomorrow. Nothing's going to happen tonight. And another thing is like right now he's getting a lot of formula yesterday and today because I had been gone. I have a freezer that has tons of formula in it. I'll be honest. I don't think that right now I would be safe to drive because I'm that tired. I could ride the shuttle over there. I feel like for the best mental health, physical health status, that I need to sleep fully tonight, that I need to help clean up here, and that I am gonna take a shower. So I'm gonna take a shower and clean up and eat a good meal and get a good night's sleep, because my food has looked like, okay, I have this secret. When I'm driving long distances, I almost need to constantly eat because I tend to get like sleepy when I'm driving. So, and a lot of that being like coffee and sugar. So I have had a lot of coffee and sugar over the past few days, just because I'm one of those people that I'm always going. And then when I finally like sit and relax, I'm like, and if you've ever driven in northern Maine, it's not like there's exciting things going on as you're driving. Unless, of course, a moose jumps out. Then it gets really exciting. But anyhow, I think that I am just going to chill out for the night. I'm right here if there's any emergency. I'm going to help her clean up in here. They're over in the playroom right now. Help her clean up here. I think they are actually making food over there, which would be such a blessing. I didn't even share with you. I think they already put it in the fridge. I also got a 3-pack of chicken. Oh, okay. This is how tired I am. I'm telling you that I got a 3-pack of chicken, but this is not my grocery haul video. Oh my goodness, guys. Can you see me twitching? Okay. Anyway, that is real life. Yes, I need to stay here to take care of myself. You guys are always like, take care of yourself. Well, this is my decision now, to take care of myself and to sleep and eat some real food. And I will be back with another update as I know, but we are getting closer. I mean, I want to take them home right now, but we're getting closer, one day at a time. All right. Hope you have a blessed and wonderful day. Well, it is in the water. What do you think's on it?
Now I think I know how to do it. Right here at this level.
Do you see people on it?
I don't see people on the boat.
I don't either.
Oh, that was very wrong boat.
No, don't scrape the window. Do you see the words on it?
Yes, I do.
You see the words way up there? It says Irving. Do you think it's bringing gas or oil?
Doggy.
I see the doggy.